Hey everybody, I'm John, your Carnivore Teacher Alpha, and today I'm breaking down my exact workout routine. Follower asked me to make this video and I've been putting it off because I didn't want to take the camera into the gym. I go to LA Fitness and I know I see people there with tripods and everything, but it's so cumbersome, it's very difficult. Other people get in the video in the background and kind of like invades their privacy. So I'm just going to talk to you. I'm going to tell you what I do without showing you video footage. I hope that will suffice. People have been asking for this, one person specifically. Simple, structured, repeatable, and brutally effective, for me at least. This is how I stay lean and strong and very flexible and energized on carnivore animal-based lifestyle, all while training in a fasted state every morning. So I'm going to jump right in. Day one is biceps, lats, abs, obliques, and I do squat lunges. Day one is all about the pull muscles and about waking up the whole posterior chain in a controlled, focused way. Before I touch a machine, I start with stretching. I do my back, I stretch my neck, my shoulders, my calves, my thighs. I have all different kinds of stretches that I learned way back when I used to take Taekwondo as a kid. I do those stretches for a good 15 minutes. I warm the body so my muscles fire the way they're supposed to and I don't hurt myself because you can pull something if you're not loosened up. Then it's time to train. I set my watch because I use my Apple Watch to, just like for people who do steps, I set it for my workout, and I have my headphones on. I'm listening to Dr. Anthony Chafee, or I'm listening to a Casey Ruff interview, or there's just so many. I always have somebody to listen to and get ideas for these videos, actually. This is kind of my main place where I get ideas is when I'm working out. So let's do biceps. I hit 3 different bicep machines to attack the muscle from multiple angles. Controlled reps, a never to failure. I know everybody talks about workout until failure. And that works for some people. But I also heard an alternate version that you don't want to work out till failure, that you just want to do it slowly. I don't want to destroy myself. I'm 60 years old. I'm trying to stimulate my muscle growth, not grow explosively like a bodybuilder. So that's me. So I do slow reps, slower on the release than on the pull. That eccentric control is where the magic happens. Then I do my latimus. From there, it's the pull-up bar or the pull-down bar. I want width, strength, and that clear V shape. Simple principle, controlled reps, minimal rest, and steady burn. Now, if you might disagree with me, you might say, oh, you should take it to failure and then rest. I used to do that. I'm getting better results not taking it to failure, but doing them slower, feeling the burn, and then maybe 10 seconds, 20 seconds between sets, not a long resting period, so that my muscle is feeling the tax and it wants to grow. Then I do my abs and my obliques. I move to the ab machine, and there's several different ab machines, and then there's this oblique machine that I use. And I don't want to grow those muscles, but I want to work them so that they firm up and tighten so I can get that washboard look and that stubborn spot that we men have on the side that never seems to go away. This tends to get it minimized. It does. Then when I finish, because I used to have a lot of lower back pain, I don't anymore because I don't have the inflammation that comes with the standard American diet anymore. I'm still just so super hypersensitive to back stretching and watching my lower back. It's just a habit. So I hang and I do back stretches. And I kind of go on the machine where you do your dips, and I grab on the bar at the top, and I put my feet on the place underneath and actually pull. I pull my body. I stretch my spine. I even have a teeter hang up at home that I used to use all the time. It's similar. It pulls your discs apart a little bit because, in gravity, walking, we're always compressing our discs, and this really feels good. I just do it, know it feels right to me. Then I finish with squats. Squat lunges, enough to wake up the legs and keep everything balanced, and that's day one. Not a lot of weight on the squats. I just do lunges. I do 16 lunges. I do a couple sets of those, and then I'm done. I go in the locker room. I either shave or I go right in the shower and get dressed and go home. All right, and by the way, I bicycle ride to the gym. It's not far from my house, and I lock up my bike outside if it's not raining, and so I'm getting exercise before the gym, after the gym, during the gym. All right, that was day one. Day two is chest, pectoral muscles, triceps, and then I do abs, obliques, and squat lunges on day two as well. All right, so day two is a push day. I do chest and tris, back, neck, shoulder, calf, thigh warm up. Again, I always do the same warm-up every day following my old taekwondo training. And then I hit 3 different chest machines because the pecs have muscle fibers and the different angles help reach the different parts of the pectoral muscles. I want upper, mid, and lower all firing. As always, I don't do this to failure. I do slow, focused reps, minimal rest, slower on the release than on the push. And I'm not telling you weights because the weights change. I move the pin if it's a machine. I put the different weights on. I'm not going to go into the amount of weights that I use. I'm just explaining what I do and the theory behind it. Then it's the triceps. These are, for some reason, my favorite. You know how we have a muscle we enjoy working out and the muscles we just put off and we hate working out? This one I like doing for some reason. My triceps tend to enjoy this. I don't know. I'll do wide dips on the dip machine for my lower pectoral muscles, and then I do narrow dips, and that focuses in on the tricep muscles from that angle. Wide hits the sternal fibers, narrow isolates the triceps beautifully. After my dips, I rotate through 3 separate tricep stations, cables, machines, whatever else is available, depending on how crowded it is, to be honest with you. If the ones I want aren't available and I don't feel like waiting. I don't like to wait or work in with people personally. I like to just get in there, do what I need to do, and leave without a lot of rest. Now, the core, again, I do abs, obliques, because I just do them daily with not heavy weights. I want to work on them daily so that they are tight and firm. This keeps the midsection tight and supports all the big lifts for me. I also do like a back machine. I work on the other side of the ab muscles, the other side, and because that's important, but I do a very lightweight. I used to be out of habit for fear of hurting my back. Leg activation, again, I do squat lunges, no weights. I just do squats. I do 16, then 12, then 10, and I'm done. And I notice I can do more, and I notice my heart rate is lower since I started doing these. It's kind of cool. That's day 2. Let's go to day 3. Day 3 is shoulders. That's the deltoids. I also do my calf muscles, my thigh muscles, my legs, my abs, my obliques, and weighted squats again. This time the squats are weighted on the 3rd day. Day 3 shifts the focus to the shoulders and the full lower body. Same stretching routine as always, following my old taekwondo memory of back, neck, shoulders, calves, thighs. I have to stretch. I've learned to stretch, or sometimes I pull something. So I always do that. Shoulders, I start with either a military press directly over my head with a machine or with dumbbells, with free weights, hitting all 3 heads of the delts. These are the deltoids. I also work the trapezius muscles. That's these right here. And I do a pull-up with the cable this way. And that also works. Other muscles always get in on the act, but the main focus, that one, was trapezius. Then I do my leg muscles. I rotate through my calf raise machines, and I've got killer calves. I can lift, I don't know why, more weight with my calf muscles than the big bodybuilders that their calves look huge. Mine look normal, and for some reason, I can put 4 45-pound weights on both sides of the machine and put my knees underneath it. I don't know why I can do this, but I'm Superman when it comes to my calves. I credit that to pushing a lawnmower up a steep hill when I was a kid. I used to cut lawns, and I remember the pain in my calves as a kid. So maybe I developed those fibers from a very early age. I don't know. Anyway, I do the calf raise, calf lifts, the thigh machine. That's one of the muscles I literally can't stand. I don't know why. My thigh muscles, I don't like doing that, but I do it. I do everything slow. I release slower and I go slower on the down than the up. Minimal rest so that I can feel the burn. Sometimes the burn is so intense that I stop and I just shake my entire body and I let the burn dissipate. That means I feel like I'm doing it right. It's not a painful pain. It's the burn kind of pain. You could tell the difference of damage and when you're taxing the muscle. I do my abs and obliques again, not heavy weights, and that's day 3. It is. I also stretch again, on the dip machine, and then into the shower. I shower every day. I almost don't use, by the way, my hot water in my house. I shower at the gym every time I'm there, and I feel like I'm saving electricity at home. All right, there is a 4th day, and it's not weights. I do HIIT, high intensity interval training. And this is on the treadmill. It's a quick, efficient, and unbelievably powerful way to improve my cardiovascular system. You don't want to do this every day. I do this about once a week. This day is quick, efficient, and I enjoy it. I really do. I listen to music on this day. I don't listen to podcasts. And the music I listen to, because I'm running at top speed on that treadmill, is I personally like to listen to fast piano music, extremely fast. And I found a couple of composers that have, and I have it saved on my YouTube. And when it's fast, I feel like I can sprint fast. I don't know if that makes sense. So again, I do a 5-minute slow warm up on the treadmill after I've stretched again. And then I use my Apple Watch. I set it differently for HIIT. And I look at my heart rate on there. And my resting heart rate when I'm home and relaxed is in the 60s and the 70s. When I'm at the gym working out, of course, it goes way up. So I get my heart rate. I run really fast on the treadmill. I set it to 80, 85, 8.0, 9.0, and I am sprinting as fast as I can. And I do that for about 30 seconds until, and I keep kind of looking at my watch, until I can see that I'm at about 150 beats per minute, my heart. I'm 60 years old. It's different for your age and your weight and everything. So about 150, sometimes it goes higher. And then I pull the treadmill down really slow to 1.8 or 2.0. And I walk very slowly. And I wait till my heart rate comes back down to about 100 or 95 or 90. And as soon as it hits that, I put that treadmill all the way back up to 90, 9.0, 9.3, and I'm sprinting like a maniac to this really, really fast piano music, and I'm smiling because the endorphins are kicking in, and I love it. About 30 seconds, sometimes I can make it to 45 seconds, and then my heart rate is back up to, 150, maybe 160 beats per minute, and then I put it all the way down to 2.0, 1.8, and I wait again until my heart rate comes back down to under 100. And I do that about 3, 4, sometimes 5 or 6 times, one right after another. And that's called high intensity interval training. I push hard until my heart rate hits that high number, and then I recover. I drop the treadmill speed all the way down, basically to a slow walk, and I wait until my heart rate drops really low. And I repeat that 1 time a week, and it works like magic. And here's what I've noticed. I walk around my neighborhood every night. Every night we go for a walk. And I set my watch to the walk, right? And I will look at it. And before I used to sprint a while ago, my average walking heart rate was about 98 to 100 beats per minute, right? Now that I'm sprinting once a week, and I've got many of them under my belt, I do the same exact walk, sometimes in the same exact place. My walking heart rate is about 90 or 88. I also notice that my resting heart rate is dropping down into the 60s instead of the 70s and 80s when I'm just resting on the couch. All right, I know when I'm sleeping, I'm in the 40s or 50s because I can see that with my Sleep Number Bed app. I love gadgets and apps. So resting is important. Working out is important. Movement is important. I'm sending signals to all the parts of my body that they are important and they should grow or maintain. And the oxygen and the red blood, everything's flowing to the areas that I tell it to go to. And then I rest. After day 4, I take a full couple of days off and I don't go to the gym at all. I do walk around the neighborhood every single night. This structure builds muscles, it builds strength, it builds endurance, and it keeps the joints healthy because of the stretching and the controlled movements. I don't do failure reps. You can do it if you're younger, I guess. I have no ego lifting. I don't care if the guy next to me is putting the pin down on the bottom. I don't care if mine's at the top. I'm happy with who I am. Just slow, focused, intentional, fueled by the proper human diet. And if it burns, if it's burning, I know I'm taxing it and sending messages to that muscle to grow and stay firm. If you have any questions about my workout routine, or write me. If you have suggestions for me, I bet a lot of you are going to say, oh, John, you need to try this and try adding that. Or maybe some of you are going to correct me and tell me not to do some of these things. It's fine. Just be respectful. And I won't delete your comment because you're not rude. Just be nice. And I'll answer and talk to you, and we'll go back and forth about workout routine. But that's just me talking. I didn't show it to you. It's just too difficult to make that kind of video, honestly. I could do it, but maybe I'll do one in the future. Like, subscribe, share, click the bell icon, and thanks for watching. Have a good day.